What's going on, YouTube? It's me, and I've returned. Now, I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm kind of just gonna go with the flow, and I figured that maybe because I haven't done any makeup lately, I've been doing it maybe once a week. Lucky, maybe twice. Life and COVID have really come down hard on everybody, so I figured I'd do some makeup and yeah. Makeup. So I look like trash, literal trash, but I have bought the Vita and Merte Melt palettes. These are absolutely stunning. I love these palettes, but they are kind of gross. I think I bought them just during COVID or just a bit after. So this is the Vita palette. It is very pretty. Mostly mattes, but I love colors, so thank God for that. And then the Merte palette. Also botched, but also like my kid got into it. Yeah, see how gross that is? I got a few new products as well as the eyeshadows that I'm gonna also be using on my face today. And I'm gonna try and like tell you how it works. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've like actually filmed like some sort of makeup type thing, so please bear with me. So you guys heard about the Tatcha something primer, the one that looks like it's like silk canvas. Is it silk canvas? I don't know. It's something that like Jeffree Star uses. Recently e.l.f. actually came out with their own version of this Tatcha primer, which is called the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It looks the same. It almost feels the same. And I have used it and I can say it's actually really good. It costs maybe $10 Canadian at Walmart. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with how their formulas have been working. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put this on my face because usually I normally do like eyebrows, then I cut the eyebrows, and then I work on my eyes next. I've always kind of worked that way. The more that I have used colors, it makes it more seamless and blended, and then I don't have to worry about like fallout on my face. That's one thing I don't understand about most YouTubers, is that they do their face. Like if you watch Bailey Sarian, she sometimes does her face first. She does Murder Mystery Makeup Mondays, and I'm absolutely obsessed with her. I've been obsessed with her for a long time. Her makeup is always stunning. Even when she fucks it up, it still always looks stunning. I take this just down my neck because I am a bit darker everywhere else, but my face is like super pale, so that kind of sucks that way. Definitely, if you can get this at your Walmart, definitely buy it. It is worth it. And if you want to spend less money and feel that luxurious skin, I'd suggest buying it. Next, I'm going to use the 24-hour tattoo eyebrow stuff by Maybelline, but I threw it in my Anastasia pot because I am out. So how I start my brows is I usually work right in the middle first. Oh, and I fucked it up. Way to go, Steph. And I work it up. And then I work on my art. Don't worry about how crazy it looks right now, I promise. It'll look better. So I kind of just feather out that middle there and pull it down. Bold brow. I just pluck my eyebrows, so if you see why it looks funky, that's why. So now that we're looking a little tad crazy, I'm gonna go in with the Born This Way concealer. I'm gonna place it on the back of my hand with my flat elf concealer brush. I'm going to put this on my eyebrows, and I'm going to use the concealer as a base for my makeup. Next, I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Veil finishing powder, like this. I'm going to take like a small fluffy setting powder brush by Real Techniques, and I'm going to just tap off the excess powder, and I'm going to set my eyes. It should look a little crazy, but it's sad. Look at me. Do you think I'm pretty now? So I'm going to put the color, what is it? Pukey from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna put that in my crease. So next I'm gonna go into my Vita Melt palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Mexicana, which is a bright red, but it looks like obviously it's taken a bit of a beating because I got it a tad wet, so excuse me for that, on a small blending brush, and we're just gonna pack this into our crease. Next, I'm gonna go into the Vita palette using Soul, which is like a orangey. I'm going to deepen up this red in the crease, bring it a smidge lower with Corazon. All right, so then now I'm going to go in with Sangari, not really good with words, which is right next to Corazon in the Myrte palette. And then I'm going to put Velario, which you can't see because it's covered in blue. Velario just below that to make a smoky effect. Gonna go in with Mexicana again and kind of just like diffuse that edge. Still looks like shit. Ah, fuck it. Use what concealer is left on my hand, and I'm gonna use my flat brush, concealer brush. I'm going to cut my crease. So it should look something like this. So I'm gonna set my eyes with that translucent powder on a little fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna use my Anastasia highlighter by Amarizi. Well, Anastasia Amarizi collab. I'm going to take this gold highlighter that's broken to shit. I'm gonna put some setting spray on it, and I'm just gonna pack it right on top of my lid. The camera. I saw. Next, I'm gonna use the color Pantheon, which I've never touched before, so I don't know how this is gonna look. Right on my lash line with an angled brush. With a flat MM432 Morphe brush. I suppose that's how the YouTubers say it, right? I'm gonna go in with Velario and like smoke that out more. Calica. And I'm going to spray it with setting spray. And I'm just going to do the same thing with a flat brush. I'm going to put this just a smidge lower. This color, and I'm going to smoke it out with Sangria, which is that dark berry. Now I am going to start the rest of my face before I moved on to the rest of the eyes, because my powders are done. So I'm gonna dust this stuff off and then work on my face. So with my flat brush that I had, I use a bit of foundation. I coat both sides. It is a tad bit of a lighter color when it's mixed in with the concealer. And then I cut the top of my brows. And then I brushed it up. And then I just blend it in. And then if there needs to be touched up, I've left my angled brush with whatever product is left. And I just quickly run over the spots that got a bit of, and I just quickly fill it in. Yeah. Beautiful. Then I take a deep breath. Sometimes I bring it around my neck because like my shoulders are about the color of this. And then I'm white. That is not a bra, by the way. It's just a shirt. And I just kind of under my eyes, like so. A little goes a long way. Bit on my chin, bit on my forehead. That should be enough. My flat brush, and I just kind of pat it into the skin. I find that this technique works well compared to where I was just pouncing it on. My beauty blender was just soaking up all the product, whereas if I just place it and kind of tap it in before I blend it out, it gets evenly distributed and it works well for my bags under my eyes. My mom called me on the phone, so I just blended out my concealer. Now I'm gonna set it with my Hourglass translucent setting powder with a fluffy blending brush. Use my Hoola contour quickie stick thingy, whatever's left of it, and I take an angled brush and I literally just like cram it. Just cram it in there. Need to get some more of this shit. Just with a fluffy, like it's kind of like angled a bit. Here it is. Iconic Illuminator drops. Now this stuff I've seen all over the internet, and my friend had it and got it in her BoxyCharm, and so she's like, I never use it. So I was like, I'll try it, and it's really good. And I take that on the back of my hand as well. My hand's like literally. I take my beauty blender and I tap around, kind of absorb all of that. Like, look at that, that's so pretty. And then I place this on top of my cheekbones, like so, lightly tapping, no smearing, no smudging, just lightly tapping. And I bring it up into my temples a little bit. And I like to sometimes place it on the outside of my eye. And I just again. And then I take my Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek thingy cream blush called Work. Take this on a fluffy like blusher powder brush, and I just swirl it around. I swirl around. It smells so good. It smells like candy. I get a whole bunch on there, and then I just apply it. I pull it up in my temples. As I lose my hat. Where'd it go? There it is. I know I already got some sort of like line going on. Pantheon and Valario. Corazon. Then Sangria and Valario. And I'm going to smoke out the bottom of my eyes. Using a white eyeliner, I'm going to make my eyes pop a bit more. Gonna curl my eyelashes. Going in with my 4D Moodstruck Unique Eyelash stuff. Makes your eyelashes a tad bit longer, but I will be adding falsies. Now that we got our falsies on, they're not fully dried, I'm going to work on my lips. I'm gonna use a lip liner by Annabelle, which you can get at your local Walmart in the color Cherry. And then I'm taking the color by Maybelline New York in Voyager in the Super Stay Matte Ink color. And that is it. So if you like this festive look, comment, rate, subscribe. Right, Ethan? Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you all have a good long weekend. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.